At Christmas lunch, my uncle didn't lower his voice or soften the blow. He looked me straight in the eye in front of every relative at that table and said I was a pathetic waste of space who'd never amount to anything. Then he pointed at the front door and told me to go sleep under a bridge. No whisper, no shame, just a clean public execution. My aunt stared into her champagne. My cousin Sophia smirked behind her phone, secretly filming for the family group chat. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply stood, buttoned my coat, and walked out into the snow carrying their verdict like a stone I was finally ready to drop. They had no idea I clear 18 million a year. And the moment the freezing air hit my face, something shifted. 6 weeks later, everything they thought they controlled collapsed in front of them. Before I tell you the rest, tell me where you're listening from, so I know I'm not the only one who's lived this kind of betrayal. My name is Elena Voss. If you saw the Voss family from the outside you'd think we were untouchable. Cotswolds manor, matching Range Rovers, annual Courchevel photos that screamed legacy money. But legacy money makes the perfect mask, and my uncle Richard wore it like a second skin. I was the orphaned niece they took in after my parents died. Sophia was the blood heir, horses, Harrow, gap year influencer trips. I was the charity case who should have been grateful for scraps. While Sophia learned dressage and how to work a room, I learned solidity, quant trading, and how to make markets bleed money in my favor. At 19 I dropped out of Oxford. They called it a nervous breakdown. By 28 I'd built and exited 2 fintech unicorns in complete silence. They still called me the quiet one who plays on her computer. Christmas lunch was 30 years of quiet contempt finally spoken aloud after too much 1982 Chateau Margaux. I flew in from London the night before, landed the helicopter on the East Lawn like always. Uncle Richard greeted me with the usual tight smile and a comment about how I still looked underdressed for lunch. Sophia filmed everything for her 1.2 million followers, caption ready, family Christmas chaos LOL. The turkey was carved. The speeches began. Then Uncle Richard stood, glass in hand, and delivered the toast no one expected. Some people, he said, eyes locked on me, are simply born to disappoint. We've carried Elena long enough. Time she learned what the real world feels like. He pointed to the door. Pack your bags tonight. Go sleep under a bridge where you belong. Silence. Then Sophia's barely stifled laugh. Aunt Camilla's frozen smile. 23 relatives suddenly fascinated by their sprouts. I stood. Smoothed my coat. Walked out. The snow was already ankle deep. I didn't look back. Back in Canary Wharf the Thames glittered like nothing had happened. But his words looped. Sleep under a bridge. Sleep under a bridge. I poured a whiskey I didn't drink and stared at the skyline until dawn. 4 days later the second blade slid in. A WhatsApp from cousin Theo, the only decent Voss left. Uncle's telling the golf club you've been sacked again and are sofa surfing in Zone 6. He's started a collection for you at the club bar. I sent Theo a photo of my penthouse view. He replied, they don't want the truth. The lie is more useful. Useful. That word lodged like shrapnel. 9 days after Christmas an innocent-looking letter arrived from a Cheltenham solicitor. Subject, confirmation required. Personal guarantee £1.2 million bridging loan. I opened the PDF and the room tilted. My signature, perfectly forged, sat at the bottom of a loan taken out 18 months earlier. Purpose, refinancing of Voss estate, stables conversion, and associated lifestyle assets. Translation, they'd mortgaged the entire family seat using my name as the guarantor, then spent the C.